You keep wondering why love isn't working, why every connection fades, why your heart still feels alone. But what if the problem isn't about finding the right person? It's about finding alignment with Allah first. In a world that teaches you to chase chemistry, Islam teaches you to seek connection through faith. Because without spiritual alignment, even the strongest love will eventually fall apart. Stay until the end, because what you're about to discover may completely change how you see love, destiny, and the soulmate Allah has written for you. One of the main reasons many Muslim women feel disheartened in their search for a soulmate is the misunderstanding of Qadr, divine destiny. In Islam, nothing in life, not even who you marry, happens outside of Allah's perfect plan. Yet, when things don't happen according to our desired timeline, frustration and doubt often replace faith and patience. Allah reminds us in the Qur'an, perhaps you dislike something which is good for you and like something which is bad for you. But Allah knows and you do not know. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:21-6. This ayah teaches a powerful truth. Delay does not mean denial. Sometimes Allah withholds a relationship not to punish you, but to protect you from harm or to prepare you for someone better. The waiting period is not wasted time. It's a divine classroom where Allah shapes your heart, strengthens your sabr, patience, and aligns your destiny with His wisdom. Many women feel that their efforts to find love are unseen, but in reality, every sincere dua, every tear shed in tahajjud, and every moment of trust adds to their reward and spiritual elevation. True belief in Qadr means surrendering the timeline and trusting that Allah's choice is greater than your desire. Sometimes your soulmate hasn't arrived because you are still becoming the version of yourself that aligns with the person Allah has written for you. And sometimes it's because your story is meant to unfold later, when your heart is most ready to receive it with gratitude, not desperation. Understanding Qadr transforms waiting into worship and heartbreak into hope, because what is meant for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. One of the biggest obstacles Muslim women face in finding a true soulmate today is the clash between modern relationship standards and Islamic values. Society promotes a version of love built on appearances, social status, and instant gratification, while Islam teaches that real connection is founded on faith, himman, character, akhlaq, and tawakkul. In the modern world, many are taught to look for chemistry rather than compatibility in deen. Social media and movies glorify romance, luxury, and attraction, but rarely speak about loyalty, patience, or sacrifice, qualities that form the foundation of a blessed marriage in Islam. The Prophet Muhammad said, "A woman is married for 4 reasons: her wealth, her lineage, her beauty, and her religion. So choose the one who is religious, may your hands be rubbed with dust." Sahih al-Bukhari. This hadith reminds us that love built on fleeting traits fades quickly, but love grounded in deen and mutual respect for Allah's commands endures through life's trials. Unfortunately, many women today feel pressured by worldly standards, comparing themselves to filtered images, or being told they are too religious or too simple. But Islam redefines worth. Your modesty, piety, and sincerity hold more value in Allah's sight than any social image. The right soulmate will be drawn not to how you look in public, but to how you pray in private. True love in Islam is not about finding a perfect person. It's about finding someone striving toward Jannah with you. When you let go of modern illusions and return to Allah's guidance, He aligns you with someone whose soul mirrors your faith, not your follower count. Sometimes the reason a Muslim woman cannot find her soulmate is not because Allah has forgotten her, but because He is still preparing her. Before uniting two hearts, Allah often tests each one through the journey of self-development, healing, and spiritual growth. This is not a delay, it is divine preparation. Allah says in the Qur'an, "Good women are for good men, and good men are for good women." Surah An-Nur 24:26. This verse reminds us that Allah pairs people based on their spiritual and moral alignment, not just emotional attraction. If your soulmate has not yet arrived, it may be because Allah is refining your heart, teaching you patience, wisdom and inner peace, so that when the right person comes, you are ready to love from a place of strength, not emptiness. Many rush to find love before learning to love themselves through self-worth rooted in faith. But Islam teaches that fulfillment begins with connection to Allah, not another person. When you build your identity on your relationship with your Creator, you attract someone whose purpose aligns with yours, not someone who distracts you from it. To be Salman means to keep your duty and manifest it. This phase of waiting is a mirror of your readiness. Are you nurturing your spiritual goals, managing your emotions and trusting Allah's plan? If yes, then your time is coming, because Allah never withholds without reason. Remember, your soulmate is not sent to complete you, but to complement the version of you that Allah has shaped through patience and growth. When you focus on becoming the person Allah destined you to be, love will find you not by accident, but by divine timing and purpose. In today's fast-pacing world, many people rush into relationships out of fear of being alone or left behind, forgetting that Allah's signs are never to be ignored. When a Muslim woman overlooks these divine signals and hastily chooses a partner, she often ends up in emotional turmoil, confusion or heartbreak. This is not because Allah punished her, but because she moved ahead of His wisdom. Allah guides His servants through subtle signs. An uneasy heart, repeated obstacles, or a consistent lack of peace are often warnings to pause and reflect. The Prophet said, consult your heart. Even if people give you their opinion. Busmud Ahmad. This hadith reminds us that Allah places inner guidance, fitrah, within the heart of every believer. When something feels wrong, despite external appearances, it often is. Ignoring these signals and rushing into a decision due to pressure, emotions, or societal standards can lead to choosing someone who is not written for you. Islam teaches tawakkul, trusting Allah while taking wise, patient steps. Love in Islam is not impulsive. It is intentional and grounded in istiqara, prayer for guidance. When you seek Allah sincerely, He either facilitates the path or places barriers to protect you. Many women mistake delays for rejection, when in truth delays are divine protection. Allah withholds certain people, not to deprive you of love, but to save you from pain you cannot yet see. True faith means having the patience to wait for the person who is written in your destiny. The more you trust Allah's timing, the more peace fills your heart, because you know that what's meant for you will never pass you by, and what passes you was never yours. In Islam, true love and connection are not built merely on emotions or attraction. They are rooted in spiritual alignment. A real soulmate is not someone who just makes your heart race, but someone whose heart beats in harmony with your faith. The bond between two souls becomes meaningful only when both are connected first and foremost to Allah. Osaha. When your priorities, values and intentions are aligned with the Qur'an and Sunnah, you naturally attract someone who mirrors that same light. As Allah says in the Qur'an, good women are for good men, and good men are for good women. Surah An-Nur 24:26. This verse reminds us that relationships are reflections of spiritual states. You attract what you become. If your heart is filled with sincerity, modesty, and remembrance of Allah, He will guide you towards someone who complements your spiritual growth rather than distracts from it. A soul connection that pleases Allah is peaceful, respectful, and purposeful. It pushes both individuals closer to righteousness rather than temptation or sin. When a person feels drawn to another, but that bond weakens their connection with Allah, it is a sign that the relationship is not divinely aligned, it's emotional, not spiritual. True soul alignment happens when both hearts bow to the same Creator. When love is built on taqwa, God consciousness, patience, and mutual dua, it becomes a source of mercy and tranquility, as described in the Qur'an. He created for you spouses, so that you may find tranquility in them. Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. A spiritually aligned relationship is not found by chasing. It is received through preparation, prayer, and divine timing.